A new single, new album, and a scandal? I'm Mr. Josh Pucks, and this is the AKB48 group news of the week. Now, if you're new to this series, I actually go 48, graduated, and 46. You can always see what section you're on the screen, and there's not a lot of news today, so let's just start. First up, I want to talk about Watanabe Mayu's 6th single and how it's going to be released. Now, in fact, this will actually be the theme for her new drama coming out. You know, Sayonara and Narikun. And the title of the song is actually Mamote Ageta Kuru Naru. That's the title, even though I butchered it. Now, there's no release date for this actual single, so we're actually going to have to wait on that to see further news. And that actually does it for the AKB side. You can always tweet at me if you have news about individual members, the group in general, or graduated members, just so I can keep up to date and informed all of you, and always, be able to mention it in the video because I don't always have the connections that some of you have. But let's move on to the 46 side. First up, I want to talk about the Nogizaka46 third album, which I talked about before. The title of this will be Umerete Kara Hajimete Mita Ume, and this will actually come out May 24th. And there's a lot of cool things revolving around this album. First of all, I'm going to say all the subunits that are in this depending on the type of CD you get. For limited, we're going to have the 17 single senbatsu, we're going to have 3rd gen, and we're going to have all the members sing their own respective songs. For type A, we're going to have Sakurai, Wakatsuki, and Nanase in a subunit. We're going to have Marika, Inoue, and Himetan on other subunit. And we're going to have Misa, Yutan, and Maichun, who, two of the oldest ones with a younger one. That'll be interesting, but that's another subunit. B, we're going to have a Saito Atsuka solo, and that definitely sounds interesting. Not 100% sure how that's going to sound, but I'm interested to see. Next subunit is Ikuta, Ikoma, and Minami. And the last one for B is Himetan, Ranze, and Miona. For the regular, we're going to have a subunit of Sayuri and Mayan. Now that's a good subunit right there. They know what they're thinking right there. Yes, but another one is Akimoto and Kazumin, another fun one. They're fun members. And with all of these types, there's going to be a new song with the 17 single senbatsu. And as always, there's a DVD for every single one except for the regular one, which you can go and check out. And another cool thing that's happening with the album is you can actually go to a free concert. If you pick up the Handshake tickets for the first 2 rounds, you can actually be in like a lottery thing that they do, where 3,000 of the people who submit can actually go to see the 3rd gen perform. That'll be May 27th at the Hibiya Outdoor Theater. So if you're in Japan around that time, definitely go and try your luck on that. And that little bit of news was thanks to this user on Twitter. And next up, we have another news from Twitter, and it's actually about Himetan returning slowly but surely. And that's that for the last couple of influencer Handshake events, she's actually going to participate, and people could use the old 16th gen Handshake tickets for her for this round. Which means that hopefully we see more of her in the next single. I'm sure she'll be back fully healthy for the next one. Now next up is a little bit of a big issue that was going on, and I'm mentioning this in the Nogizaka section instead of the graduated section for reasons which you will see later. And this whole thing that I'm talking about is about Hashimoto Nanami being seen being walked with an executive of Sony. Now I know, walking with people, but the magazine states that they walked inside of her room where she stays at, and they started posting pictures and saying all this stuff about her and about the executive and like all these crazy things. I mean, it got so bad that eventually Nanami had to release a statement, and even though she was graduated already, she released it on the Nogizaka46 site. I'll now read the statement a little. There are no secrets between me and Muramatsu-san. Like other managers, he often accompanied me to the lobby due to stalker issues. What happened made me sad because he was like a father figure to me, and his wife has been very nice to me as well. It's regrettable that what was written was circulated as the truth and hurt my fans. I had intended my final blog and Mobame on my last day to be the end of everything, and it pains me to have to issue this statement. So again, it sucks that the whole situation went out of hand, and she had to unfortunately release something, even though, as she said, she planned on that being it, that being the end of everything, and now having to come back and kind of like clean up the mess. And something that surprised me about this is that this statement came out actually pretty fast. With other members, I imagine it would have took like a week or 2, but for her it took like less than a couple of days, and then it was already out there. And that's thanks to not having to go through corporate and having to go through different people in order to say something, especially with a situation like this. But hey, something good we got out of this is we got Nanami with blonde hair, and I have to say it looks really good on her. But final thing I will say about this, Nanami, keep on living your life. and keep on being the best you can be. If one day you return back into entertainment, we'll be here with arms wide open, and if you don't return, then just keep on being awesome. Next up is about Matsumura Sayuri, thanks to this user on Twitter, and it'll be about her being in a stage play and in a new anime. Now the anime she will be in will actually be a new anime based on a novel, and she's actually playing a character. I'm not sure if it's a big role or not. Now the name of this is actually Cleo no Akari, and she plays the character of Minori, even though I don't know if this is a big character or not. But it's pretty exciting for her to play a character in a new anime. I mean, she wants to become a voice actress after all. Next up is a stage play where she's actually going to play a bassist, and it seems like she's actually going to be a big part of it since on the website she's actually high up on the actors list. The title of the stage play is Filen Musume no Bando ni Oya ga Deru, and it'll be July 13th to July 23rd at the Kinokuniya Hall. So if you're there in Japan and want to see her act at a stage play, then go and check that out for sure. Next up, we have information about Nogizaka46 member Watanabe Risa, and it's thanks to this user right here. Now, as we all know, she's a no model just like Nishino Nanasa is, but I think out of all the other new members that are going to go model for this magazine, she's one of the most popular. I mean, if you go to the videos where they introduce themselves, she has well over 150,000 views, but the other members have like under 5,000. So I mean, that's that Nogizaka push. It really tells how popular Risa is going to be as a model, as Nanase is. But we can actually see, again, the push of Nogizaka46, especially the 46 in general, with their new MVs that came out of their singles that have like around 10 million views. And I mean, it would have more views if it was like in other countries like America. But I mean, that's all we could do. And next up, I want to talk about a little bit about the community that's going on. And I kind of want to introduce this section into every week. I have to see how it plays around with timing and everything. But I'm including it in this section since there's so little news. First up, we have Twitter user We Tried Subbing, who actually subtitled a part of Techi's School of Lock radio show. This segment is from April 18th, and it's actually showing a user calling her, and you know, she's freaking out because, you know, she's a fan of Nogizaka and Techi's her Oshi and everything. It's pretty interesting. Definitely go check that out in the link below, and you can also see the other radio show that they subtitled. Another bit of community news, I guess that's the name for it now. Actually, we have Gocchisama, who actually did the Nogizaka46 quiz, which I did like 2 weeks ago and had to eat wasabi. But he did a write-up on Nagahama Neru, and it's actually pretty interesting read, so I definitely recommend go check that out. If you want to learn a little bit more about Nagahama Neru, link will be down below as well. And final bit is actually a video I did about Misa Eto's photo book and the photographer's critique that I did. Go check that out. I think it's a really interesting photo book, and it's definitely one of my favorites, both fan and photographer wise. And that does it for the AKB48 group news of the week. You can subscribe to keep up to date with the news and other videos I do, and you'll only find out the videos I do in the future by subscribing. Now, you can like the video if you liked it, and you can also share the video if you want to share it with your friends, and just share the community and make it bigger, that way AKS can notice us. And don't forget to leave down in the comments below about the news I talked about, any news that I missed, or any comments in general. Please leave them down below. Thank you all for watching.